Hi, and welcome to Morning Coffee with Kazan Academy. I'm Deanna, and it's Great Books Monday. In an article on the Mental Floss website, Dana Schwartz mentioned 21 phrases that we get from Shakespeare that are used commonly in our everyday language. I chose the top 10 that I think are the most common, but we'll put a link to the article in the description below. Number 10, it's Greek to me. Now, this is a phrase that we use, and it's a polite way of telling someone we have no idea what they're talking about. This comes from Julius Caesar, Act 1, Scene 2, and is said by the character Casca. Nay, and I tell you that I'll never look you in the face again. But those that understood him smiled at each other and shook their heads. But for mine own part, it was Greek to me. Number 9, you've got to be cruel to be kind. This is a phrase that we say when we may have to not be the nicest person to someone, and we may possibly have the best intentions. This comes from Hamlet, Act 3, Scene 4, and it's spoken by Hamlet, who may not be our best role model in how we should treat other people. So again, good night. I must be cruel only to be kind. Thus bad begins and worse remains behind. Number 8, good riddance. Well, this kind of speaks for itself, but we usually use it in terms of people or things or jobs that we are just happy that are behind us and are now part of our history. This comes from Troilus and Cressida, Act 2, Scene 1, and is spoken by the character Patroclus. Good riddance. Number 7, kill with kindness. Now, this is something that we use when we, instead of being mean or cruel to somebody that we may see as an opponent or an enemy, we just are overly kind to them. This comes from Taming of the Shrew, Act 4, Scene 1, and is spoken by Petruchio. This is a way to kill a wife with kindness, and thus I'll curb her mad and headstrong humor. Number 6, pure as the driven snow. This is something that we use as a metaphor to describe someone who is very virtuous. This phrase comes from two different Shakespearean plays, Hamlet and A Winter's Tale. In Hamlet speaks in Act 3, Scene 1, "Be thou as chaste as ice, as pure as snow, thou shalt not escape calumny. Get thee to a nunnery, go." And in A Winter's Tale, it is spoken again in Act 4, Scene 4. "Lawn as white as driven snow." Number 5, wild goose chase. Now, this is a phrase that we use when we're chasing after something, but we don't really have a good way of doing it. It's kind of random, haphazard, and we may not ever actually get what we're chasing. This comes from Romeo and Juliet, Act 2, Scene 4, and Mercutio says the line, "Nay, if our wits run the wild goose chase, I am done. For thou hast more of the wild goose in one of thy wits than I am sure I have in my all 5. Was I with you there for the goose." Number 4, forever and a day. This is something that we use when we want to typically express love or something that we feel very strongly, and we want to indicate that it will never be ending. This is spoken by Orlando in As You Like It, Act 4, Scene 1. Rosalind first says, "Now tell me how long you would have her after you have possessed her." And Orlando responds, "Forever and a day." Number 3, break the ice. This expression is used when we're in social situations and there is unfamiliarity there and we're not really sure how to interact with others, and so something can come in and maybe lessen that tension or that discomfort and provide a way for you to engage with others. This comes from Taming of the Shrew, Act 1, Scene 2, and is spoken by Tranio. "If it be so, sir, that you are the man, must stead us all, and me amongst the rest. And if you break the ice and do this feat, achieve the elder, set the younger free of our access, whose hap shall be to have her, will not so graceless be to be ingrate." Number 2, you can have too much of a good thing. Now, if something is good, we often want to have more of it, but sometimes it isn't always the best for us. There can be consequences or even diminishing returns by having too much. This is spoken by Rosalind in Act 4, Scene 1 of As You Like It. "Why then can one desire too much of a good thing? Come, sister, you shall be the priest, and marry us. Give me your hand, Orlando. What do you say, sister? Number 1, love is blind. Now this is a phrase that we use when we are so overcome by love that we can even become irrational. This comes from Merchant of Venice, Act 2, Scene 6, and is spoken by Jessica. Love is blind, and lovers cannot see the pretty follies that they themselves commit. For if they could, Cupid himself would blush to see me thus transformed to a boy. Now, interestingly enough, Chaucer wrote the same phrase in 1405 in The Merchant's Tale from the Canterbury Tales, but it wasn't popularized until Shakespeare put it into The Merchant of Venice. So that's our top 10 list. Thanks for watching. If you're enjoying our videos, like them, share with your friends, hit that notification bell. We'll have links to this article I referenced in the description below, as well as our social media channels. Have a great day, and we'll see you next time.